Well, just outside of Stanley, there is a short hike that leads to one of central Idaho's most beautiful alpine lakes. But 4th of July Lake isn't just known for its scenery. Its name is tied to a story that dates back to Idaho's mining boom. Abby Wilt takes us there in tonight's Exploring Idaho.
Going through the Sawtooth Mountains and seeing just the beauty of the landscape there.
It's about a 10-mile drive outside of Stanley, up a winding dirt road, and with every turn, the mountains seem to close in. Behind you, the jagged peaks of the Sawtooths, and ahead, the rugged White Cloud Mountains. But the drive is just the start of the journey. After parking at the 4th of July trailhead, it's a short 1.5-mile hike to a lake that holds not just alpine beauty, but a story that helped shape central Idaho. The 4th of July Lake is known for its beautiful views, a great place to take your kids and your dogs, and it probably would be a pretty good spot to come on the 4th of July. But let's take a little look on how exactly this lake was named. The name 4th of July likely comes from a party at the lake, but historian and professor at Idaho State University Eric Freeman says there's a little debate.
There are two disputed dates on when when it was named. Some claim it was 1879. George Blackman, however, didn't arrive until 1881, and he told people that he was there when it was named.
George Blackman grew up in Kentucky, enslaved and in search of a new opportunity in the West. Freeman spent a year diving into the history of central Idaho and studied Blackman based on diaries the Ketchum Community Library had, written by a woman close to Blackman.
Willa Graham died in the early 2000s, but her grandchildren found all of these papers she had collected about a man that she met in 1920 named George Blackman. My job at the community library was to go through all of her papers and learn pretty much everything I possibly could about George Blackman.
He believes Blackman originally named 4th of July Lake, but the story doesn't start there.
To understand what's going on in that region, we should know that there was a war between the Idaho settlers and the indigenous people in the area.
The Bannock War of 1878 and the Sheep Beater War of 1879 eventually led to indigenous people coming to central Idaho onto reservations. But that opened the door for a wave of miners, settlers, and new discoveries across the region.
There was some gold mining going on in the region, but it became silver and lead mine discoveries kind of in the late 1870s throughout the Sawtooth Valley. And just swarms of miners, American miners, came in.
Blackman was just one of the people who came to central Idaho after hearing of the mining boom. After losing both of his parents in the war, he ventured through the Pocatello region, through the Wood River Valley, and into the Sawtooth Mountains.
It's in 1881, according to him, that he kind of goes what is now Galena Pass, where if you drive from Ketchum into the Sawtooth Mountains, you'll climb quite a bit in your car, which is the way I've gotten there, to the headwaters of the Salmon River. And according to Blackman, when they got there, there were tons of miners.
He got to the mountains in early July and met up with about 60 other men.
According to Blackman, there were 60 men, 300 horses, and a French cook named Frank Duval, who all met and celebrated the 4th of July.
And you guessed it, that celebration was at the lake that's now called the 4th of July Lake.
They had a meal which consisted of beaver, deer, fish, wild chickens, and cornmeal bread. So he was pretty particular on what they ate. He said it was pretty good.
Today, the 3.6-mile round-trip hike to the lake is perfect for families. It's about a 636-foot elevation gain. Just enough to get your heart pumping, but not a severe climb. After 3 stream crossings, you'll arrive at the 4th of July Lake. A perfect place to take your pets or even your paddleboards. And while you're there, taking in the beauty, remember that some of Idaho's most beautiful places don't just hold scenery, they hold stories, too.
What I found really kind of fascinating is that mix between the natural landscape and humans placing meaning on the different kind of natural features there.
This isn't the only alpine lake in the White Cloud Mountains that you can come get to. You can hike to them, jump in, and have a perfect day. For Exploring Idaho, Abby Wilt, Idaho's News Channel 7.